Escape from Tarkov took no time burning through their goodwill with their community.
Where'd you fall down?
Now, let's start this off with a good vibe, because this is a pretty sad story, seeing that this is another game company consumed by greed, seeing that players of their games that were willing to give them upwards of $150 for all subsequent future DLCs that were essentially investing not only their money, but also their time.
Money on my watch. I mean, time is money. Money on my phone. I mean, I talk to the money.
Oh, I didn't know that clip finished so fast. I was just watching a video of someone's wallet getting fucked buying the Edge of Darkness edition for Tarkov. Because anyone who paid for that edition of Escape from Tarkov put so much money into this game, hoping that it will be able to get to this point, are being lied to by Battlestate games and, Tarkov. But I think we should start off this video with a more uplifting vibe, because General Sam essentially summed this up. The Tarkov kids will scream. The Tarkov kids will moan. The Tarkov kids will threaten. The Tarkov kids will still get on and stream Tarkov tomorrow. Your politics bold. Because I think that sums up the video in its entirety. I can go on and tell you guys all the bad things they did to deceive their customer base over there at Battlestate Games, but I think if you wanted it summed up, this is pretty much it for if you're a gamer and you understand the gaming space. Yeah, we're mad, but are we that mad to where we're not gonna just, continue playing the game as if nothing happened? I mean, anyone that's still playing Tarkov after that huge cheater video, you really love the game. I love Siege, alright? I know something or two about, a game not caring about their cheaters. Anyone that plays Call of Duty, Siege, or Tarkov, we already checked out of the whole "you're good if you're this rank" system. Alright, we all know 90% of the people that are in that top rank are either cheating or they literally have nothing else to do with life. This is literally their life, and none of us are those. We are all just regular people that just want to play a video game. I mean, shit, I'm so bad at Tarkov to where I don't even know whose gameplay this is. I just downloaded it off of YouTube for, B-roll. And for some reason, I guess Battlestate Games thinks they have enough people that just live, eat shit with Tarkov to where now they're trying to start pulling, Activision Blizzard, a Ubisoft, EA Games, perhaps. They're really trying their best to get up there with shady business that for some reason makes video games. If you want to be this shady, Battlestate Games, don't make games. Make anything for, the Russian government. Or becoming a military contractor, or becoming an investor. Why are video game companies, after they hit a certain amount of money, just so shady? This is hearing Bob Ross became a billionaire and then killed himself because that's the only way he could have gave his money to his son or some shit. It makes no sense. You make video games at the end of the day. If you want to make more money, just ask for more money. Boys, at the end of the day, we're in the gaming industry. Let's all be honest here. We can say Mike Ybarra is retarded for this tweet, but we know there are so many more dumbasses that be like, you know what? I should just give the companies more of my money for doing nothing. At least the whales can finance the rest of the game, so the rest of us normal human beings can responsibly spend our money on things that we actually need. A lot of people have correctly said about this quote-unquote tip we would be giving game devs, for their already overpriced games. That these tips wouldn't go to the game devs. They would just go to the executives, which are the ones who are making these trash decisions that made it to where the people who own the Edge of Darkness Tarkov edition don't get any of the DLC they were promised, and it's actually quote-unquote a feature that Tarkov is trying to push on everyone. They're like, no, the PvE that everyone wanted is not DLC, even though DLC is downloadable content, so anything that goes inside of the game is DLC. You have to download it to play it. They're trying to say it's a feature, which is stupid. Everything in the game is a feature. The shop is a feature in the game. Me going to your launcher, opening up the store, and then buying something from it is quote unquote a feature. Do I not have enough money to open up the store? Seeing that is a feature of the game as a whole. But at least then, if we did tip these people, who are the ones obviously making these horrible decisions, because, you know, the developers of the game actually want, you know, these patches to go out to however many people that they can go out to, if not everybody. At least then it wouldn't be shady, and they will probably keep their promises then. Like, at least then we could slightly trust them. If they just say, hey man, just give us more money for the fact that the servers are still up. At this point, why doesn't Tarkov just move over to a subscription model? Like, I understand that at one point you were setting the game because you didn't know the future was gonna be this bright where you're making $200 million a year. Yes, Tarkov is making $200 million a year, but they didn't know the future was this bright and everything is so much more expensive. So now we need more money. Just move the game over to a subscription-based service then. There you go. If you just wanted more money, that's how you ask. Anyone that already owns the game, you own the game forever. Anyone that wants to come into the game now, pay subscription. There you go. You don't have to break your promise of saying, hey you guys, we were gonna give you all this DLC for free, but obviously now your one-time payment is kind of, you know, with inflation, not worth the DLC anymore. Just ask for a subscription service. Sure, you will get backlash, but at least then you can be like, hey, we need more money to create, you know, more stuff for the game. So guess what? A subscription service would fix this up for us. But obviously, that made too much sense. Nikita was like, no, we must charge more for DLC that will never come out into the future. Like, obviously, this is a scam, boys. Let's just call it what it is. This is obviously a disgusting scam. People pay for something that they never got, and now they're asking for more money. So hopefully, if you do pay this money, in the future, they'll give you the rest of the DLC. They just scammed you. Are you about to give them more money after they just scammed you? Like, my God. This is not how you get like a loyal player base, by deceiving them. At least if you started, you know, moving everything over to a subscription service, we could understand. That's where the gaming space is going. We don't like it, but you know, we understand then. But whenever I pay you good money and you promise me something and then you rip it away and say, more money. That is where, yo, man, we got a problem. And Nikita's ass just sitting there like,
fuck you. No, you don't. No. Get your ass back here with my men. You lucky I ain't allowed to leave this bathroom, nigga.
Just ask at this point. If you want my money, just ask. At least then I can make like a rational decision. Do I want the game service to go down? Or do I want the company to keep, you know, making content? At least then I know what's going on. Like, Wikipedia is still going off of donations. I'm sure Ubisoft, if they ask politely, they be like probably a Fortune 500 company. But the fact that you have to say at one point, whenever people are giving you the most amount of money that you thought that they would ever give you for a game, telling those customers that you were so thankful to where you would give them all your DLC, to now you're like, yo, homie, you know, $150, that's a lot of money, right? But could you spot me another 100? I'm like, just till I get back on my feet, then you'll start getting those DLCs that you paid for. I'm sorry for the rant, boys. Let me put some context onto this. So Tarkov decided to bring out a whole new patch today, and with that new patch came a new edition. You know, if you want to pay more money for the game, for like slight buffs that won't even help you like near the end of the white 90% of the design, because people are just so geared up at that point. But Tarkov came out with a new edition called the Unheard Edition, and this comes with essentially everything in the 150 edition, plus whatever they think they need to take from the 150 edition version of Escape from Tarkov to sweeten the deal for the people who want to buy the $250 edition of Tarkov. Now, the main issue of this is not that someone got more, I don't know, 3D assets in the video game than someone else because they paid more money. That does make sense. The thing about it is, Tarkov has a new PvE mode that it seems like, from what I have been seeing, a lot of people have been looking forward to this PvE mode. And people have bought the $150 edition of Escape from Tarkov thinking that, well, it says right here on the website that is obviously archived that I'm getting the PvE for Escape from Tarkov in this $150 version. Well, actually, it says all subsequent DLC, but I would assume if I have to download the PvE into the game of Escape from Tarkov, something tells me that's downloadable content. Long form for DLC. And then, I don't know, they just thought no one would use the Wayback Machine, the thing that we've been using for at least a decade now, to tell companies, yo, we see this, like, yo, we know y'all changed this shit. But they decided to take the PvE away. Yep, they no longer have that $150 PvE. Just something to just so I can add a little context here, boys. Base Escape from Tarkov, you get everything in the game just as long as you go out and collect it yourself. You barely get anything just for buying the game. $50. Now, that's a reasonable price for a video game, especially in 2024. Extremely reasonable. All right, Tarkov, I give it to you. That's a reasonable price for a video game nowadays. Now, for the $150, what they were supposed to get, free access to Escape from Tarkov Arena. I don't think a lot of people really care that much about that game mode. From what I've been able to see, a lot of people are just saying, it's not good nor finished, nor even balanced. So it's not a fun experience at all. But you know, I will give credit where credit is due. This is the one and only time that Escape from Tarkov was actually truthful with giving out DLCs for people that paid $150 for their game. And you get all subsequent DLCs. Now, that's what you were supposed to get, all DLCs. But of course, Battlestate Games took away the 150 edition. They put in the 250 edition that has the new PvE that everyone wanted to try out, seeing that, you know, new update. Even if the PvE is garbage, people still want to try it out, just like the arena mode. But it's locked behind the $250 version of Tarkov. And what makes this worse is that there's already a third-party mod for Tarkov that gives you the PvE for free. And they did it before Tarkov even implemented, you know, PvE into their own game. And even if you do pay for the $250 version of Tarkov, guess what? Battlestate Games is so cheap, they can't give you the arena mode. You do not buy the arena mode after giving Battlestate Games $250. You paid for 5 copies of Tarkov. Just let that sink in. You paid for 5 full games. And the old game mode that no one seems to want, that they can't even offload, it seems like, on like Twitch Prime, even if they wanted to. They can't offload this on anyone. They decided people that paid $250 don't even deserve to have this in their game launcher. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be on purpose or not, but just the fact that in like the best case scenario, Battlestate Games is so lazy to where they can't even put a game into a more expensive bundle of their game. It writes itself. This is beauty. This is poetry at its finest, seeing Battlestate Games try their best to get away with this. But not only did Battlestate Games do the sin of scamming, this is a scam. Let's all call it what it is. If I offer you guys something and you pay for it and I don't deliver it, that's a scam. But not only did they do the sin of scamming their entire player base, but they also decided to call out another game for just being in the same genre as them, like they own extraction shooters. So a new game is coming out called Arena Breakout Infinite. It's Tarkov. All right, let's just call it what it is. It's Tarkov. It essentially was a mobile game that's now becoming a PC game. That is a horrible existence, knowing that mobile games are now becoming PC games. I just realized that. But still, Tarkov called him out saying, "Have a nice 20-minute adventure in the blatant plagiarist game in and out." I'm gonna be honest here. They're salty. They're just a little bit salty that another game is getting, coverage and people are actually giving it glowing reviews because it's essentially the new baby. It could be anything it wants to be. It's not tainted. Like Tarkov scamming their fans, that not fixing the cheating problem, It's not tainted like the last game we played. I will tell you right now, if a new League of Legends came out, I'm playing that new league. Especially if that new league is coming out and everyone's like, yo, Riot game is kind of finished with this new game that's supposed to be like League of Legends. You cannot call out that company saying, hey, it's a ripoff, because that's just gonna rally everyone around that new ripoff. I'm like, if we're all gonna be honest here, we all know what Oreos are. We have no idea what Hydrox even tastes like, let alone want to even pick up a package of Hydrox. Anyone picking up a box of Hydrox are probably the people that were doing the Tide Pod challenge. But boys, that's your slop of it today. Tarkov did the big bad of being greedy and then calling out the new guy on the street for being, the new guy and trying to be the same, if not better, than the old guy that everyone thought was gonna be revolutionary. And then he got too big for his britches. And now he's just out here scamming all of his fans. What is Nikita doing over there at Battlestate Games? Because it's definitely not running it. Well, you know what? Maybe he is running it straight into the ground. Who knows? Maybe he's just trying to milk this cow one last time. Then he's going to do a Gabe Newell and move to some tropical country that's far away from nuclear war. But who knows? Maybe Nikita also might ride this ship out and try to become like Ubisoft, scamming people for a living now. And somehow they scammed their way into being some kind of profitable company. They still make games. Ubisoft still makes games, and they're making a new Star Wars game. Check out how that's also a scam in this video over here. Also, just don't buy Star Wars Outlaws, please. No, don't buy this game. If you buy this game, this will be the worst thing you could do as a Ubisoft fan. And also, post-credit scene straight here. Just saying, everything in this video is my opinion. I'm not trying to get any legal notices here. Written in Russian.